Hey everyone, it's Shadow Joker here, and at long last, I've returned, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, I know that practically all of you watching this video are probably going to be saying, assuming that, everyone watching this video watches me on a somewhat consistent basis, are probably wondering, dog, where have you been? And this video is going to explain that, as well as announce my new big project. Has been in the work for some time now. Anyway, first off, where have I been? Basically, the long and the short of it is that I have been reevaluating my content, seeing if I still want to make the type of content that I am making, or if there's anything from my past that I wanted to do again. And then I was looking back just in general at informative Let's Play videos, like I used to do research, a lot of planning, this and that, stuff I used to do. I dropped it back when I tried to do Paper Mario, and can't remember why. Was it burnout, or did it feel like I was spending too much time for not that much, which is stupid now, because once again, long and short of it, I checked out some sort of Let's Plays, fell back in love with the style, and I even then checked out some of my now pretty old, old in general, it's like, a year since I ended the series? Old, like, relatively, it's not like 5, 6, or even 7 years old, it's just old in general, because it's been a year since I've done anything like that on the channel. And well, that's what we're doing today. I reevaluated some of the content, and I'm like, you know what? I remember how fun these were to make looking back, because, alright, weird fact, you guys might think I'm kind of vain for this, but I swear to you I'm not. I genuinely enjoy my content. It's weird. I know all the jokes. I know all the information, so I'm not going to learn anything new. Yet somehow I find myself enjoying it. It's weird. I don't like the fact that I like my content, because once again, it makes me feel vain, because I'm like, I made this. I already know what it is. Why am I enjoying it so much? But I guess that's a testament to how proud I am of my work. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. I'm returning to informative Let's Plays. Didn't mean to do that, but anyway, we're back to informative Let's Plays. I'm so happy to say that, because I've been playing this for a while. I've been searching for games that I wanted to play. Finally found one, and then I had to do practice playthroughs and all that. It was a bit of a hassle, but I enjoyed it, and I feel I'm safe to announce it. So now let's get to the whole announcing the project thing. So I'm starting a Let's Play of Persona 3. I thought I was getting ambitious when Fire Emblem, Pokemon, very early in my Let's Playing career, when I tried to do Emerald, I only had one very simple game under my belt. But I'm like, you know what, yeah, it's a lot of research, it's a lot of time and dedication, but I like these games, so I'll do it in Fire Emblem. Same mentality. But now for my first Let's Play back, I'm doing a 100-hour plus RPG. That pretty much, if you don't plan and properly, you might have to restart the whole playthrough. Though before I get into why and the specifics of what I have to do with Persona 3, I need to give a very quick summary of or just, I guess summary is the best word to describe it, of what the series is for people who have not heard of Persona, which used to be a very common thing. Very rare thing now. But anyway. And I guess I can also go over my origins with the franchise, because it's going to be very, very embarrassing to admit this, but I've watched more Persona games than I've played. And I'm not talking about the animes. But for those of you who don't know, Persona is a series made by Atlus that is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, which surprisingly is, despite Persona being the spin-off, it is the more well-known franchise. Funnily enough, how that goes. I haven't actually played a proper Shin Megami Tensei game, so I'm not even gonna try and argue objective quality, whatnot, because I have no room to talk on that. That's just quick summary. The first two games were pretty simple RPGs. I haven't played either of them to the end. Played a little bit of Persona 1. Some of that was on the channel. As a blind Let's Play, because I had that phase where we just no, I'm just gonna record myself and talk. I'm not gonna do any research, even though that's probably the strongest aspect of these Let's Plays, from me at least. Once again, considering I actually enjoy my content, I think the jokes and stuff are good. Commentary's pretty alright, but I think the research is definitely my strong suit. But anyway, pretty normal RPGs. Starting with 3, however, they became pretty much unidentical outside of having the name Persona in the title. Starting with Persona 3, they weren't just dungeon crawling RPGs anymore that had very obvious ties to Shin Megami Tensei. So concerning there's basically same concept in a way. I don't know why I'm saying this. I haven't played Shin Megami Tensei again. Anyway, they decided what am I trying to say? Trying to add a social simulator aspect to the game. Now, this sounds like an asinine thing to do just on paper, but it works incredibly well. The fact that it's honestly probably the main selling point of the games. Now, once again, Persona 1 through 2 to Persona 3 to 5 are completely uncomparable and might as well be considered separate franchises. Well, that's me, because obviously their gameplay style is nothing alike. Persona 1 to 2, box standard RPG in terms of gameplay. Once again, not saying anything about the story. In terms of general gameplay, from the gist I've got, they're fairly standard RPGs. 3 to 5, you have to do a lot of scheduling, a lot of planning, so on and so forth, and combine that with the RPG aspects. It's very good. Now on to my history with Persona as a franchise. I originally started because I was hearing a lot of good things about Persona 5, but those of you who know me, I have very, very chances to play on any system that isn't a Nintendo console. And it sucks, especially nowadays, since when I was a kid, I kind of just accept things as they were, because generally, Nintendo makes some pretty fantastic games. As a company, though, they... Well, that's the conversation for another day. Still, I support them because I think they make pretty fantastic games, but once again, that's not the point. Point is, I didn't really get to play that many Sony franchises, and outside of Q and Strikers, which to me are spin-offs, I didn't really... Or is it Scramble? I always get confused on Persona 5S's name. Sometimes think it's Strikers, sometimes think it's Scramble. Please correct me in the comments. I'm gonna go with Strikers because it sounds cooler, okay? They're spin-offs, and as cool games as they are, that I found out now, like, played them yet, but like, I have knowledge of them. I didn't want to start off my foray into Persona with the spin-offs, and this was before I even knew it was a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. Once again, it's gotten to the point where most people, unless they are major Atlus fans, don't know that even though I think it's more common now that they've been corrected, but still, average Joe will not know that Shin Megami Tensei is the main franchise, while Persona is just a spin-off. That's what I wanted to say. Hopefully, I can actually say what I want to say now. Basically, I watched the Let's Play of Persona 5, and I'll watch the Let's Play of Persona 4 later, just because I don't have very many ways to play the games. I could technically play Persona 2 on the PlayStation 2, but that's a little tricky, and I really want to play Golden. But I decided to play Persona 3. I fell in love with everything about the game, and I decided, you know what, let's do a Let's Play of this. I'm going to do a lot of research, and here we are now. Alright, now it's time for the big questions about how this series is going to go into completion and all that stuff. Anyway, starting off with, which version of Persona 3 am I going to play? As people who are familiar with the franchise will know, typically, Persona games have a base version which, while it's pretty good, gets a supreme enhance in a couple of years. Case of Persona 4, we got Golden, which, oh my god, part of the reason why I haven't got around to playing Persona 4 for myself is just because of how Golden is, and not having a chance to play Golden, but only the original. I know I already said in this video, but I felt like I need to reiterate. And Royal for Persona 5. Obviously, in respects to Persona 3, it got FES, which added a whole new mode, which was to expand on the character's world and ending, as well as adding a new social link, which is what the social sim aspect of the game is called. We'll get into that once I explain what I'm doing for the playthrough. So, question is, which version am I going to play? There's 3 versions. Base Persona 3. I do not recommend you play Base Persona 3 unless you have to, which I highly doubt that you have to, considering FES and 3 are on the same console. So if you can play Persona Base P3, you can play FES. Versus FES, the enhanced, improved edition. But there's a third option that I don't hear people talk about all that much. Persona 3 Portable for the, as you can guess, PlayStation Portable. The visuals in regard to cutscenes have gone down significantly, but it's added a lot more features. A female protagonist, which gives you more social links, which is just, that's all you need to sell me. That's basically it. That I can recall, but it's just as you can guess, I love Persona 3 Portable. I didn't mean to make it this obvious which version I'm playing. But anyway, which version am I playing? Even though I spoiled it, basically. I'm not going base P3 because there's no reason to play in this day and age. Persona 3 FES, I love it. I would love to do a Let's Play of FES just for the answer. Might do a Let's Play of just the answer itself at some point after the main series. But I'm going with Portable. There are two main reasons. Well, mainly one main reason. As if I do two main reasons, well, it could potentially spoil how the playthrough is going to go a little bit. In original P3 and Persona 3 FES, you could not directly control your party members. And Persona 3 is a tough game. I know it's possible to beat FES with this restriction, obviously. However, Portable added the ability, since it was introduced in 4, to directly control your main party outside of the protagonist. This alone is the reason I'm playing this version. That's it. I know it's possible to get through the game without having direct control of the party members in FES. I know it's possible. But it would make things a lot easier on me. And that's the reason I'm going with Portable. Even then, there's a big split you can choose from in Portable. Persona 3 Portable added the ability to play as a female protagonist. This isn't just for more, gender equality, now both people can play their games and feel representation. That has almost nothing to do with it. Those new social links that we're talking about, they're exclusive, well, besides one that FES added, to the female route of Persona 3 Portable, and they add a lot to the game, which once again is a reason that people should play it at least once. You don't have to start calling it the definitive version of Persona 3 or anything, but I just recommend playing through the female route once in your life, because you get to learn a lot about certain characters that you wouldn't have otherwise in the base P3 or FES. As for which protagonist route I'll be going with, I want to save that as a surprise for the playthrough itself. Though I should mention, if you want to use this Let's Play as a guide for your own playthrough, depending on which route I go, of course, if you're doing a max social link run, which is what I'm going to do, I'll get to what that is in a bit. FES has its own guide you want to follow. So do male and female routes. If I don't go the route that you're trying to look a guide to, I'm sorry, you're just not gonna find that with my LP, because I want to stick to my favorite version of the game for my main playthrough. That's all. If I ever do a redux of Persona 3 Portable, maybe I'll go the other route just to show off that route's exclusive social links and stuff. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Now, as for the other aspects of completing the game, in Persona 3, you have a Velvet Room Attendant, which we'll get into what that actually means once we get into the playthrough proper. But throughout the game, you can accept side quests from them. I will be doing all of these side quests. Now, I'm just gonna call it all Velvet Room quests for the sake of this video, because I don't want to spoil which route I could potentially going, and even then, depending on the route, which Velvet Attendant I choose, because depending on your route, there is a choice in the Velvet Room Attendant. But the other aspect of completion I'm going for with this playthrough is attempting to max out the Persona Compendium. Basically, this game's version of the Pokédex. It's very hard to get it on a single playthrough. Probably gonna rely on New Game Plus and stuff for that. But I am going to try and get 100% completion. And that's it, except for one disclaimer I have to set for everyone. Here in America, the ESRB gave Persona 3, as well as pretty much every other Persona game in the series, an M rating. Now, regardless of whether I agree with the rating as a whole or not, there are aspects to the game that I can understand why they went with this rating. So, if you're a parent watching this and have a young kid who watches my videos, perchance, I would like to note that I gave a warning here. So, if you don't want your kids to hear some bad language, sexual inappropriate humor moments, and stuff like that, I recommend that you don't let them watch this series. There's also one thing unavoidable that could be a trigger for quite a bit of people. And it's the way that personas are summoned in this game. This alone, I can understand why you gave an M rating for this. I'm not even going to show an image, once again, just in case it triggers people. But once again, I am giving a warning here, so you complain. I'm not going to stop you. You have every right to complain. It's a public comment section on a YouTube video, so you can talk about whatever you want. Just I would like certain boundaries, of course. But for the most part, talk about whatever you want. But the just method in general that characters use to summon personas are, I'm just gonna put it as bluntly as possible, they point a gun at their head and pull the trigger. This type of imagery is triggering to you. Once again, just the best advice I can give is to just not watch the series. considering it's the main method of attack, there's nothing I can really do about it. There's not a censor thing that I can do to, like, censor it. There's no skip animation button, which, as cool as the animations in the game are for, once again, PlayStation Portable standards, I would skip them if it's possible, but unless I want battles to go on forever and not actually have them be fun, I have to risk showing that. I hope you understand, and if it's a problem for you, just don't watch the videos. Anyway, that's it for this video. The first part could come out the same day that I make the announcement videos. It all depends on how far I get with editing and stuff. But regardless, this has been Shadow Joker. Take care, and I'll see you guys for my Let's Play of Persona 3 Portable.